is Nargis Salari. Today, with Mohammad Kazmi in Group 2, we're going to speak about credit card fraud detection. Okay, with the advance of technology and use of credit card instead of cash, the number of fraud and abuse of bank cards has increased significantly, especially recently. Despite the COVID disease, most of the purchases were made online, which is an opportunity for fraud. It is important that credit card companies are able to recognize fraudulent credit card transactions so that customers are not charged for the merchandise they don't buy it. Many traditional old school have been used since time immemorial for credit card fraud detection, like CVV verification, geological verification, geological tracking, or IP address verification. But over the time, the criminal using more advanced technique to commit the crime, and it is possible to prevent them all using only traditional method. Millions of transactions are processed every second in today's world, which takes it's beyond human intelligence to process all the data to identify the behavior pattern of the fraudulent. This is where the credit cards fraud detection using machine learning plays a vital role. Okay, financial institutions increasingly depend upon automated machine learning system to make intelligent decisions and protect business against substantial losses. There are measures play significant role in the reduce the risk while doing online transactions, like human machine learning learn from the data. They give it to the data to the machine, and they learn the data. They learn the pattern, and they use the data to predict the future transaction. But the machine might not be intelligence as the human, so it needs some supervise on top of it. But the advantage of using the machine is very fast, and it can the memorial and use the pattern of the data, and it can recognize the fraud faster than human. So the credit card fraud, how does work? In 4 sections: lost or stolen card abuse, identity theft, and merchant abuse. And main challenges involved in the credit card fraud detection are enormous data in processing every day, and the model built must be fast enough to respond the scam in time. Then imbalanced data, for example, most of the transaction, 99.8% of are not fraudulent, which makes it really hard to detecting the fraudulent ones. Data availability, as the data is most private. Misclassified data can be another major issue, as not every fraudulent transaction is caught and reported. And last one, adaptive technique used against the model by the scammer. How to tackle those challenges? First, the model use must be simple and fast enough to detect the anomaly and classify it as a fraudulent transaction as quickly as possible. Imbalance can be dealt with by properly using some method, which we will talk about in the next paragraph. For protecting the privacy of the user, the dimensionality of the data can be reduced. A more trustworthy source must be taken that double checks the data, at least for training the model. We can make the model simple and interpretable so that when the scammer adapts to it with just some tweaks, we can have a new model up and running to deploy. Credit card fraud detection technique using machine learning. In this section, we introduce two ways to work with credit card fraud detection: unsupervised learning and supervised learning. Unsupervised learning machine learning algorithms such as the isolating forest, one class SVM, LOF, etc., do not require label data for training the model. They identify pattern in the data and try to group the data point based on observed similarity in the pattern. Supervised learning, machine learning algorithms such as ensemble model, random forest, XGBoost, Light GBM, etc., KNN, neural network, autoencoder, etc. Those algorithms are trained on label data and the model learns to predict the label for the unseen data. Labeled data can be expensive to gather. So I pass the rest to the Muhammad. That's Muhammad can explain about which algorithm used in our model. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I am Mohammad Kazmi and I'm going to talk about the data visualization of credit card fraud detection. Our group chose a data set to work on the credit card fraud detection, and we got two pie charts, and it was years from 2010 till 2021. So this pie chart represents that this data shows a surge in online credit card purchases over the span of 10 years. So this is the data for 2010. The lost and stolen cards were 11%, and you can see 61% was remote purchase at that time. But now, with the increase in technology, the remote purchases have grown to 76% in 2021. The credit card fraud reports from 2014 to 2018 in the US were also represented in our data set, and we used a data visualization technique to create a bar graph for this report. So from 2014 to 2018, you can see the increase in the credit card fraud reports in the United States. And now the current number is 200,498. Credit card fraud by type. Our dataset also represented the numbers for credit card fraud by different types. For example, the online credit card frauds are 76%, and the stolen cards is 20%. The number entered in a card is 4%, and the total cost this makes is $27.8 billion in the United States. So we used k-means clustering as an algorithm to identify patterns in our dataset. So first of all, what is k-means clustering? K-means clustering is a simple, unsupervised learning algorithm that is used to solve clustering problems. It follows a simple procedure of classifying a given dataset into several clusters defined by the letter K. The clusters are then positioned as points, and all observations or data points are associated with the nearest cluster, computed, adjusted until it reaches the desired result. K-means clustering has many uses in search engines, market segmentation, statistics, and even astronomy. Unsupervised algorithms for credit card fraud detection. So this is the result we got after we analyzed our algorithm and analyzed the data set. So this is the category of credit card fraud. This is the category when the users made genuine transactions, and this is the category when users made category B is the category when users experienced a fraud detection. So how does machine learning help solve this problem? Faster detection. A machine learning model can quickly identify any drifts from regular transactions and user behaviors in real time, by recognizing anomalies such as sudden increase in transactional amount or location change. Higher accuracy. Conventional fraud detection techniques cause errors at the payment gateways that sometimes result in genuine customers being blocked. It accurately classifies a transaction from fraud. Improved efficiency with larger data. Once an algorithm picks up different transactional patterns and behaviors, it can efficiently work with large datasets to separate authentic payments from fraudulent ones. Thank you.